Hello and welcome to Who Remembers, the UK Nostalgia podcast. And today we are asking, who remembers Live 8?
The very first draw in Britain's new national lottery.
Sinclair believe their C5, Britain's first mass-produced electrical car,
was something called the internet.
Dog sharking, festive, but none of the locals go paddling. Yeah, that's warming.
no bottomless gate! I can't speak!
You can't win anything with kids.
Pac-Man, one of the superstar video games in the business.
Did you threaten to overrule him?
Get fooled, you can't get fooled again.
Remember when is the lowest form of conversation.
Hello. Yeah, so Live 8. I think
Listener's request. The first listener's request, actually, isn't it, this one?
yeah, we do that. It's a running theme. If people suggest things to us and we think, yeah, that's a good idea,
I'll just
we go for it.
before we start. Actually, it's from Tom. Cheers, Tom, for emailing us at Outlook. What is it? He remembers pod at outlook.com if anyone else is interested in getting in touch. And he sent us a message saying, I think you should remember the Live 8 concerts from 2005 because I'm not sure that many other people remember it. I think it's really weird that such a huge global event with some of the biggest musical performers had such little cultural impact, especially when compared to that of Live Aid. He said even weirder is the Live Earth concert that took place a couple of years later. But we might do Live Earth at a later date, but I agree with this guy. I agree with Tom.
Yeah.
Live 8. I've asked about 4 people since, like, oh, we're doing Live 8 tonight. And they've gone, what? Live 8? No, Live 8. What? And, nah. Why weren't this big?
It's weird, isn't it? Because obviously the people, I would imagine even of a younger generation who don't remember it live, which includes us actually, but Live Aid is a true cultural phenomenon. It's referred to, there's moments from it. There's Freddie Mercury. There's Phil Collins playing on
Led Zeppelin.
What did he do? Continents or something.
He played drums with Led Zeppelin, didn't he? Yeah.
But yeah, there's the sort of famous Bob Geldof, give us your fucking money.
Geldof obviously gave me loads of big things. Obviously, Status Quo starting it off, and yeah, and I was the one who opened this email, and I said, "Oh, that's a great idea." And I said to you, "What do you remember about it?" All you could remember was Ricky Gervais doing a dance, and that's literally the same as me as well.
Well, I didn't even remember his dance. All I remember is from the XFM shows that there's one that they finish early because he's off to introduce. I had it in my head it was Keane, but it's not actually. We'll get to that when we get there, shall we, the Gervais bit.
Yeah.
I mean, the main thing is like, yeah, if you listen to this, and it's perfectly what's the word? Perfectly understandable and excusable if you don't remember Live 8 because a lot of people don't.
No, I told our mate Eggy earlier on, well, yesterday, I swear. I said, oh, we're doing Live 8, and he just looked so confused, and he's younger than us. This should be in his... I do remember watching this. I don't know if you were... It were at my house, and we had a few people around. We had a couple of mates around. I don't know if you were there or not, actually. And we watched it all the way through. And it was quite an entertaining day, on the whole, but no one talks about it. I couldn't, before I started like looking up, what they were raising money for. I genuinely... If you'd have asked me, I thought it was to raise money against global warming, but that must have been Live Earth. If I were a quiz and he said, "Oh, what will Live 8 raising money for?" I'd have gone global warming or whatever, climate change, something like that. But no, it was exactly the same as Live Aid. It was just it was just trying to support the aims of Make Poverty History campaign and the global action against poverty.
But I don't know if some of the stuff I read suggested it was again kind of themed based on helping Africa. I don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah. It was exactly the same sort of thing as Live Aid, really. They were the politicians were having a meet, I think a G8 summit, whatever the G12 summit, whatever it's called, at the same weekend, and it were done to put pressure on them to drop the debt and all that sort of stuff. Like I say, it was just basically to support the aims of the global call against poverty, really.
So and what we're going to do, I mean, I think you've got a few bits to say. I don't know if you've covered a lot of it. That one thing I did find interesting. So instead of buying tickets, they did like you had to text in. I think it was £1.50 a text or something. But ultimately, they
straight in Geldof's pocket. I'm joking. I can't say that, can I?
If you won it, they were really cheap. So it was only something like the £1.50 a ticket if you got it or something. But there was a lot of controversy because people ended up selling them on eBay, and people were kicking off about that, but eBay said, well, they're not actually doing anything wrong. There's nothing in there that says they can't be resold. eBay offered to donate money that would have made up for ticket sales. There was some kind of they tried to make a deal around it, but basically, I think it sounds like in the end, people sabotaged it by just putting in like £1 million bids that obviously they were never gonna
Yeah.
pay, and eBay ended up taking them off sale. So yeah,
Wow. Yeah. So a bit of a shambles, really. I mean, we're going to concentrate on the Hyde Park one for us because that's the one that I mean, the bits that we do remember will have been from that because as I say, we're on TV all day. But before we start, Liam, can I tell you a few people who didn't go, didn't attend, refused to play, including our old mates Oasis and Blur. Noel Gallagher said before. Or they open the guys from the G8, see Annie Lennox singing Sweet Dreams and think, fuck me, she might have a point, you know. It's not going to fucking happen, is it? Keane doing somewhere only we know and some Japanese businessman going, look at him. We really should fucking drop that debt, you know. It's not going to happen, is it? That's NG. Do you agree with him?
yeah, I do. But ultimately, the aim because the first one was never going to make a businessman cancel a debt, was it? It was just to kind of raise awareness, I suppose.
Yeah,
so
give me your fucking money.
But I mean,
tonight.
ultimately,
don't go to the pub. We'll have to do live aid at some point.
ultimately, I think he's right, but I don't think his reasoning is necessarily. I don't think it had the impact people wanted, but I don't think it was getting Mr. Yakamoto to cancel his debts. I think it was more about let's raise awareness for the fact that there's crippling debt on these people who can never pay it off almost.
Well, David Alburn said the lack of black performers was the greatest oversight by the organisers, while Senegalese musician Baba Mal, I've seen him live actually, wrote in The Independent, I do think it's very patronising as an African artist that most of us aren't involved. Live 8 actually did add black artists such as Snoop Dogg and Miss Dynamite. Miss Dynamite, she's still going. That was proper massive, that, weren't it, for a bit?
I don't know. Who remembers?
Who remembers Miss Dynamite? Yeah, so they did get added. Rolling Stones turned it down. Mick Jagger said he thinks he thought the connection between Geldof and the Labour Party was too tight. He says, who's this gratifying and where are the Africans? What's their say in all this? He said he thought it was stuck together too fast, and he said he had never had so much pressure in his life from so many Knights of the Realm. Wow. I love Knights of the Realm. I love that. Obviously, Sir Mick. And DJ Andy Kershaw, and I think we might touch on
David
this
Beckham's going to be a Knight of the Realm, isn't he?
Sir Beckham.
Can you do a David Beckham impersonation? Because I think I can. So let's see if you.
Oh, here we go. It's better
do
than
an
your
accent
Waddle
wars.
Yeah, I'll try and do Beckham. Well, that's Greavesy, isn't it? Well, I don't know. I can't. It's the answer. Go on.
Victoria, I've been told I'm going to be a knight. It's great, Victoria, that they're going to make me a knight of the realm.
I'm trying to do a Victoria impression, but I don't even know. Has she got an accent? David.
Fuck off, David. Fuck off, David.
I don't think she's ever said. Well, she must have said at one point, "Fuck off, David." DJ Andy Kershaw said, "I am coming reluctantly to the conclusion that Live 8 is as much to do with Geldof showing off his ability to push around presidents and prime ministers as with pointing out the potential of Africa. Well, indeed, Geldof appears not to be interested in Africa's strength, only Africa on its knees."
Yeah, and I think, we might as well sort of touch on it now. It's kind of more of a summary, but I think this is part of the problem. So we're gonna remember some of the artists and see if you can remember some of the artists.
But it's going to get a lot funner than this. This is where we go in on Geldof.
The party started, isn't it? But I think that's what I remember about this, and that's seemingly the vibe that it's given off. That this one wasn't about people doing altruistic deeds to generate money and awareness. This was agenda driven. People were kind of trying to boost their own profiles. Maybe Geldof had done nothing. So he's kind of trying to get himself back in the public eye a little bit.
Well, we'll get onto that later on. Yeah.
I think that's the memory of it before we go through it. Because I don't remember all the artists, but in terms of remembering, I do remember a slight sort of cynical feel to this one.
Yeah, well, some people say it was a success, but it only actually raised 2.7 million in profit, which is better than nothing. But
I don't understand this. Why are they rationing out tickets on a ballot for £1.50 each? Why don't they just sell them for 30 quid each or whatever? I don't get that. And then they paid. I read somewhere they generated 3 million through ticket sales, but then they had to give 1.6 to the King's charity because they cancelled Party in the Park or whatever it is his charity runs. So they didn't raise much money, and then they gave a big chunk of it to a different charity. It seems a mad setup from the start.
You're going to have Bob on that one, aren't you, Mr. Geldof? Should we get on with the acts? Let's get on with the fun stuff, Liam. I'll let you lead this in terms of like the acts that played, because we've got the lineup here.
Okay, so first of all, it's the introduction from one of the Jonathan Ross brothers, and it is Jonathan Ross himself.
Imagine if it were Paul Ross, though. That'd be brilliant, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I would like that. I don't know how many people would know he is because he only does radio these days, doesn't he?
And he does the thing as well. Do you know, like in the first, like, another thing that's famous about Live Aid? I can't even remember who it is. Is it Tommy Vance? I want to say he introduces Live Aid by saying it's 1 o'clock or whatever. It's London and welcome to Live Aid. And that's like quite a. It's that famous that I can't remember it, but it's that. It's like, and he does exactly the same. Jonathan Ross. It's 2 p.m. It's Hyde Park, London. Welcome to Live Aid, and then obviously bang, we're straight onto the music with it. This is why this is mad that no one remembers it. Because do you want to tell you the first two artists on stage are?
Yeah, I mean, crazy, huge acts to start the day off. I mean, I wonder if that's some of it. Maybe these should have been later in the day. But first of all, Mr. Ego himself, I think, who like probably just decided he's got to be first. It's U2.
Mr. Bono. Mr. Bono comes on.
And actually featuring Sir Paul McCartney.
Imagine that, U2 and Sir Paul McCartney, especially at this stage. I think they just released Beautiful Day. They played it actually, didn't they? You'll love that song, don't you? Or do you not? Or you just like you think it's a great football song?
I love the ending before football. Da-down, 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 da-down.
Yeah, I like it. I think it's a really good song, Beautiful Day. I know it's a bit overplayed and stuff. But they did Sgt. Pepper, Lonely Arts Club Band with McCartney. So that kicks off the day straight away. And
that feels like that should be huge, doesn't it? U2.
Yeah.
They've done Sgt. Pepper. You've got McCartney, Beautiful Day, Blackbird, Vertigo.
I hate Vertigo, by the way. Hello, hello, hola! I hate that bit so much. I saw U2. Yeah, sorry, Unchained Melody. Not with Robson and Jerome, unfortunately. If they'd have got McCartney out and then them, and you'll not believe who we've got next. It's Robson and Jerome. Oh, my love.
I wonder if they'd have started with them, had this been that might have been a better vibe to start the day.
Off with Robson and Jerome.
Lonely rivers flow to the sea.
And then they did Up on the Roof. Got some fucking hits. Well, they're not their own hits, obviously. But yeah, I hate Vertigo. I just hate that bit where he goes, hello, hello, hola. I hate why...
This is a place called Vertigo. Was that on the album that they forced onto everyone's iPhone? Was that?
No, that were a few years after Songs of Innocence. Right. Yeah, that were a bad. Do you know what though? U2 get a lot of stick. U2. I know you're a big fan. You're a bigger fan than me, I'd say.
Not so much these days, but yeah, I think in the prime they were excellent. I don't like the sort of later end of that they sort of fizzled out into.
I was watching some of the concerts from the early 90s. I'd have loved to have been one of those concerts. Unbelievable, like. Live at that stage, like incredible.
Yeah, in their sort of pomp, yeah, they were absolutely phenomenal as a live band. But yeah, then they just kept doing it and sort of weren't what they used to be anymore, and it became a little bit sad, as a lot of acts do, I suppose.
I can sort of see why it's failed a little bit, this, in a way, because they start with U2, and it's quite a downbeat start. Beautiful Days, obviously in Vertigo, quite upbeat, but they do One Love, brilliant song. And then Coldplay come on, and they're not the most
No, they're quite downbeat, although they do sort of try to get things going with a version of Rocking All Over the World. Although they only did the chorus, apparently.
Hecky and Stuart McCall. Yeah, they did that.
They'd be well ahead of the time, wouldn't they? Like 18 years before with Hecky and Stuart McCall.
Bittersweet Symphony, yeah, Richard Ashcroft.
Which again, I love that song. That'd be in my sort of top 50 songs. But it's not necessarily one to get everyone going, is it?
No, and I think at this point as well, Ashcroft had been off the scene a little bit. I mean, you've got to remember the Verve had not. I don't think they'd had an hit since like '97 or whatever, and he weren't really successful as a solo artist. Some may say he's not. He's supporting Oasis actually, isn't he? But so they're quite a big thing. Them like using one of their because I think every act gets 3 or 4 songs like the same as Live Aid. For them to use one of their songs, one of them to be Ecky and Stuart McCall, and the other one to be Bittersweet Symphony, quite accommodating from Chris Martin and the boys.
It's absolutely fine. We'll play your songs, not mine.
Is that who's that?
I don't know.
That sounds like McCartney, but like if he's got a sore throat. Yeah, go on anyway, Liam, if you want to carry on.
All right. So next up we get David Williams and Matt Lucas, but as Lou and Andy from Little Britain.
Yeah, massive at the time, Little Britain. Yeah.
Yeah, they do another. I would imagine they do. What do you think they did?
They'd have probably said he'll have run around on stage. And
there'll be something where he said.
I don't like it.
Just sit yourself down. I'm going to go and have a chat with that sound man over there. And while he's got his back turned, he'll have picked up a guitar and rolled on his back and stuff.
If anyone can remember this,
please,
because that's what I'd have predicted as well. So yeah, David Williams, Matt Lucas. I think he'd have said, "I'm not like, we're at Live Aid. I don't like it. You said it was one of the greatest things." Yeah. I'm just going to have a look. Yeah, that's exactly what will have happened. They're coming back in it somehow, Little Britain. I don't know how, but
is it?
Mm.
Because
Imagine it's going to have to be
avoided
massive.
the shade of
Well,
cloud then.
everyone who listened to our former podcast, Living with Maidley, still get it. You can still get it.
Still find it.
Yeah, we've found something. Well, we haven't found anything about Williams. We just looked at his Wikipedia page, and it's a bit weird.
Yeah, but fair enough, fair play.
Mm.
I mean, they've gone big early, haven't they? Next, we've got Elton John. Although
I'm just looking at his set list here, Elton John's. Think about the incredible hits. Mind you, at least he's trying to get the party started.
I suppose so, but I'm a massive Elton John fan. It's a weird two songs to start with. So he goes, "The Bitch Is Back" first, which I get he's trying to get the energy going, and the same for Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting, but they're not. I don't know. They're not like anthemic, getting everyone going, are they? There's so many other songs.
Yeah,
and then we get the.
I do remember this bit. Yeah,
we get the bumbling Pete Doherty comes on with him to sing "Children of the Revolution." He might not have been quite so bumbling back then.
He was. Can you remember this? I remember this happening.
Yeah,
it was shocking. Like, I remember NME put it in like the gigs of the year because they said he played it like he was just in a pub. And he was playing at this massive event, obviously being screened worldwide, and he just turned up. You children of the revolution. I remember like people after saying Elton's going to knock him out backstage. I can't imagine that at all. But yeah, it was terrible. Absolutely
you're
terrible.
A fucking pig. You're a fucking lazy
pig. Fucking disgrace. You're fucking. And this was like the height of Pete Doherty's fame, I'd say. Just after the Libertines had split up, but he was tabloid gold, weren't he? And this didn't do anything to help his reputation with them anyway.
No, although he probably was off his head on drugs, so maybe as was Elton, to be fair.
Well, I don't think. Yeah, he can't. I reckon I imagine Pete Doherty could not touch Elton John in his prime. To be honest, then again, I don't know.
Chance. No way.
Crack. Yeah.
Mr. Bob Geldof's first appearance. I don't know.
Boo! What did Boo do? Villain of the piece.
I don't remember it. I do remember something about him. I'm not sure. We'll wait till we get to it, but this isn't the bit where he does the most irritating.
No, don't ruin that. Yeah, because that's coming. Yeah,
I'll keep that cat in the bag.
Yeah.
So next up, we've got another mad one. So we've got a host as Bob Geldof, and then presenting, we get Bill Gates.
Bill Gates pushing his vaccines, no doubt. Yeah, I think. I mean, I don't know why he came out. I presume he put a couple of quid into it, and I would have thought Bill Gates.
Geldof got a brown paper envelope that day, didn't
he? Yeah.
And then we're going to probably the bit I would have enjoyed the most so far, purely because of the songs Elton chose. So next we go to Dido.
Another low key one, though, isn't it, Dido?
Yeah, but I can imagine I don't know what the weather was. If on a sunny afternoon, I think I'd quite like to chill out to these. I get what you mean, that they're struggling with where they're going with the energy levels, but we get White Flag first, and then we get Thank You and 7 Seconds, but that's with Yasu and Door. I don't know.
Yeah, you know the song though. 7 seconds away.
Yeah.
Just as long as I stay. I never liked it.
I'll be waiting.
Yeah. So again, I know you're a big fan of Dido. You're one of the first to discover actually pre-Eminem, weren't you?
Yeah. I was there right at the front of the queue, early doors. Yeah.
Here and James Blunt, we all two when we used to go on our whole weekenders. We died. Imagine how shit they sound. We died doing James Blunt blasting out of the stereo.
Goodbye, my lover.
And then on way back, like we were a bit hungover. I used to put Smiths on, didn't I? Some girls are bigger than others. Depressing times. After that, you get the Stereophonics, who I'm actually seeing in France at a festival later on this year. These are a good, like, upbeat sort of band, aren't they? To be fair,
they're so like middle of the road, aren't they? Like they're a great. If you do, I don't know, if you put in the grass and you've got your headphones on and Stereophonics come on, you'll think, it's not bad.
Yeah. Good festival band though, like to see for an hour.
I know what you mean, but I can't imagine being wowed by the Stereophonics.
The bartender and the thief are lovers. Dakota, maybe tomorrow on Local Boy.
Dakota's a good song.
And then we come to the most memorable moment, don't we, of the entire day?
Yeah. So this is Ricky Gervais in his. I don't know kind of where this would be. This would be post The Office, roundabout extras time, would it?
Yeah, just as he's doing extras, yeah.
Before he drove head first over the cliff. So he's still all right in these days. And
yeah, still had his dignity in these days.
yeah, it goes on. I mean, I think it's funny how like he was always sort of jibed at for being fat, and actually I've seen it since this, and he just looks like a normal man. He's not.
Yeah,
Not
were he
hugely fat.
by any chance dressed in a plain white black t-shirt, black trousers and shoes?
Yeah, he went jogging bottoms, plain white t-shirt.
Very plain, yeah.
Yeah, just simple colours. He comes
Mm.
out, he does a bit of a chat. I know this because this is the one bit I've watched since. I did remember it, but I didn't remember what he said. But I've watched this fairly recently. He comes out and makes some sort of joke about Geldof and Midgeo. I've spoke to Blair and go on, George Bush, and they've agreed to quadruple aid. So that's it. It's finished. You can go home.
That's a joke.
Nobody really reacts, and then he says, I'm joking, you.
Brilliant Ricky in your face impression.
Yeah, no, he says, no, I'm joking, so you can all stay. And then, I mean, and don't get me wrong, I get it. They're trying to get the crowd going, but he does, and what will become sort of a theme is this thing of, so he's finishing up, he says, right, all right, see you later. And then he goes, what's that? Do the dance? Oh, come on. I'm not doing the dance. Nobody said do the dance. So he sort of says, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. He goes to walk off. And everyone then, because he's putting the idea, do the dance, he's then genuinely saying, come on, do the dance, boo.
Yeah.
So he goes, oh my God, I can't believe it. I can't even remember it. And then he does a rehearsed version of his dance that he's learned very recently, but does in a way that he didn't know it. Yeah.
That dance, yeah.
And then he introduced.
Which, to be honest, at the time were really, really funny. At the time, it was still fresh, wasn't it? It wasn't like
to be fair, I'm not sort of. You can't judge him on Afterlife then because it hadn't happened. So it was still.
No. Maybe that's why it started. That's pretty full. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm just going to go for the lowest common denominator shit.
Yeah, maybe.
I might have just thought because he got because he got that much cheer from just doing a shit dance. He thought this is fucking easy. What I've been doing, trying to put all this effort in
anymore.
Yeah, fuck that. And then
it would have been funny at the time, but yeah, he introduces.
They should have got Limmy. Sorry, before they should have got Limmy on. Do you know doing his DJ thing? If anyone's ever seen that off a Limmy
fantastic,
show,
yeah,
it's absolutely mate. Oh, it's brilliant.
But keep him waiting. You're in charge. Yeah, it's brilliant.
You're in charge.
But a band I've never seen live that I think me and Tom Jolly are in agreement on this. That this is one of the few bands.
Yeah,
he's seen loads more than me, but that I would love to see live that I haven't, and this is R.E.M.
Me and Tom, our biggest regret is Prodigy and R.E.M. at Tea in the Park clashed. And I said, Prodigy just come back. Because R.E.M. will be around forever. We'll go and see Prodigy, because they've only just come back. They might not stick around. Well, he obviously passed away, but seen him since after. Fucking R.E.M. split up about a week after. Gutted.
Yeah, and energy levels again, I'm repeating, but Imitation of Life, yeah, fair enough. Everybody Hurts. It's a classic, but it's quite downbeat. And then the bit I would have absolutely loved. If you believe they put a man on the
man
moon.
On the moon.
Man
a
on
man
the
on the moon. Brilliant song.
R.E.M.
one of them. But that were another. Genuinely as well. That were another album we used to play in our whole Beanos, isn't it? Automatic for the people. Another beat album.
I think it's a good hits per. There's not many skips on that album. To be fair.
It's a good album. They're not one of my favourite bands, R.E.M., but that is a really,
Try
really,
Not to
really
Breathe.
good album.
It's quite depressing, but it's a fantastic.
Try Not to Breathe, yeah. And obviously your favourite, Night Swimming. Deserves a quiet. Why is he singing it like that? Deserves a quiet life. Yeah. Who's next, Liam? Who's this?
This is Kofi Annan, who I believe is head of like NATO or some sort of like global, maybe not NATO. Like
I thought you were a Radio 1 DJ.
like peace leader or something, weren't he?
I don't know. Kofi Annan.
Secretary General of the United Nations at the time.
Fair play to him.
Yeah. And then next we get previously mentioned Miss Dynamite. How do you do it? How's the
Miss
end?
Dynamite? Yeah.
I can't go as high as you.
And she does Redemption Song by Bob Marley as well. Yeah, probably not as good. I don't know. But fair play. Bit of Marley. Never anyone did it. Liam Marley.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
And then next we get I think this is a misstep here because, well, I loved Keane, but they only get 2 songs, and I bet these were absolute belters. Somewhere Only We Know, followed by Bed. I bet Bed Shaped was absolutely fantastic.
I
No?
don't think I've heard Bed Shaped.
You have. With the
Does he go,
sun
"Ah,
in
it's his
your
bed
eyes,
shaped"?
and all will be bed shaped.
It sounds like him, but I don't think I know it.
But what would I know?
God, this were a
What
bad
would
era
I
for upbeat. So
know?
we've gone from REM to fucking Keane,
Keane were
and then
good.
no. I'm on about in terms of like getting the crowd going. Like, so you've got
Yeah, but
obviously
they're
REM.
anthems then. They're stadium
Yeah,
anthems.
yeah.
I bet they were good. And
Why comes
then
they didn't do "This Is the Last Time"?
yeah, you're right. I would have given them probably 5 or 6 songs. There's a few on there I got rid of early doors.
I'll tell you what, I saw him at Leeds Festival once, Keane. I'm not a big fan. They're just one of them bands that were on in middle of the day, so I went to see him. They're really good, really good.
Well, him, the lead singer, I've told you before,
Tom Chaplin.
he does the best cover of the best. It's not a cover because he's not attempting to copy him, but he does the best Freddie Mercury replacement I've ever heard. In
His dying days now. It
no,
is good. Yeah,
I don't want to keep singing because we're doing far
it's
too
a
much of that.
hard
Life.
life.
That's it. That's what I'm trying to think of. Yeah,
It's brilliant at Keen End, by the way, and Will Smith comes on, but instead of doing one of his songs, he's just presenting.
get jiggy with it.
Yeah, he just comes on. I can imagine he did like a joke. He'll have known how to work a crowd, won't he? He won't have done a dance and fucked off.
No, like, yeah, I can't imagine what would he sort of. Oh yeah, don't make.
Imagine if he
surely he didn't sing Fresh Prince. That, although I bet that would have been good actually. Even if
he's just presenting. I think if he'd have sang it, it'd have said sang. He's just presenting. He might have done keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. It's a Geldof.
Did you?
I find it funny that Will Smith introduces Travis of all bands.
Yeah, they're polar opposites, aren't they?
So this is where it gets good, though. By the way, so Travis do sing side terrible song titles. They do "Staying Alive," which I can't imagine, and "Why Does It Always Rain on Me?" Obviously, and then. Immediately following Travis's performance, Bob Geldof comes on and he tells the audience he could not resist playing on this stage. And guess what he played, Liam?
He's such an
Tell me why
I've
got one song. Tell me why. He has actually got 2. He got Rat Trap as well, which is a number 1. But earlier in the day, Geldof had said he didn't deserve to play alongside the scheduled artists. But as he were watching it, and I've seen the back, because our mate Tom had this on DVD, and I've only seen little bits of it. And he's backstage going, I have to fucking go on. I have to fucking go on.
Yeah, but it's
so
bullshit
he's watching
because the band know the song.
Yeah. So he goes on, goes to Killers.
It's so clearly pre-prepared. Like, there's no way you could do that and have everybody just pick. Well, I'd love it if you started doing it and the band just said, I don't know it, Bob. Hardly anyone knows this song, mate.
Yeah, no. What is it? What's it called? Don't like Choose Mondays, is it?
Who don't you like?
What's it called? Yeah, who is it you don't like? I just play the forgive me your fucking money. He's so he comes on and he tells the Killers you can only do one song now because I'm on. Who in their right mind would rather hear I Don't Like Mondays than Mr. Brightside?
I mean, for one, that's an absolute disgrace. But for 2, it's obviously pre-planned that way. There's no way that because if I was him, Killers man, I'd have said. I won't do any. You do some more. Have you got any other songs? Or just play that twice if you want, and I won't do any.
He could have said "Breaking My Back" just to know I'm playing. So they only played one song, Killers, because they did like a big long version of. We'll get to it later, but yeah,
Killers should have done same song.
Everyone after as a protest should have done "I Don't Like Mondays." Yeah,
don't like Geldof. Oh, tell me why I don't like Geldof.
The best thing about that video, and I don't know if you've mentioned it on here before, is how bad his acting is. You know when he acts really shocked when all bands shout him on the video of the Boomtown Rats version. Tell me why, and he jumps back into his chair. I don't like Mondays. It's not a bad song. I like the lyrics and stuff. What I hate is, especially when he does it. I think he does it on here when he goes, "The lesson today is how to die," and he starts like. Sort of getting really emotional because obviously talk about the Africans, but it's about a woman a girl who went and shot up a school, so it don't work. Do you know what I mean?
Not good enough.
Get out. But then obviously he's followed by someone nearly as famous in Mr. Brad Pitt.
Yeah, lots of. I don't know if the first one had this, to be honest, Live Aid, so I can't compare it, but lots of people popping up just to sort of like, hey, it's me. Look, it's me. Like.
Yeah.
Why would you? Why? I don't like Mondays by Bob Geldof, and obviously he doesn't. What he doesn't even get the rest of the Boomtown Rats to get a kind of bit of a attention, does he? Because he
Probably
just
fell
does
out
it
with
with
him
the
because he
band
keeps
on there,
doing
won't
this. Yeah, they're probably saying, "Can we do another hit?" No, we've got to do. I don't know why he's Scottish. We've got to do. I don't like Mondays again.
I can only sing one song.
And then anyway, Brad Pitt puts Annie Lennox on. I know you're a big fan of Annie Lennox.
Yeah, but this were good. I don't necessarily agree with the first song. Why? But Little Bird.
Why? So it's like placeholder lyrics when you think I've got this thing for chorus. And I go, yeah, that's perfect, Annie. That's absolutely yeah. Don't bother with that. Yeah,
Little Bird, good song, but that got the crowds going, and then Sweet Dreams. So
sweet dreams are made of these.
yeah,
That is a
good.
good song.
I bet that
It
was good.
reminds me
That.
of The Simpsons, though. I am watching you through a camera. I can't listen to it now without singing that.
Have we got next? So we go from Annie Lennox into UB40. So you'd have enjoyed
Now,
this.
now we're cooking. Cool. Now we're cooking. We've got Annie Lennox and UB4. This is 2005, by the way. We've got Annie Lennox followed by
Not
UB40.
1989, by the way.
Yeah, UB40 do Food for Thought. Great song. What You Fighting For? Never heard of it. Reasons. Never heard of it. Red Red Wine. Shit. And Can't Help Falling in Love, which is shit. I like UB40. The early stuff's really, really good. But then they just went down this. I think their version of Red Red Wine is fucking terrible.
It is awful. And if you're going to drop a song, if it's genuine, you don't tell the Killers not to sing a song. Red Red Wine's just gone, isn't it? It's just, that's it. Take it out.
Yeah, so he fucks off. They fuck off. I can't remember them at all. Didn't even know they were playing. And then I do remember this a little bit. Snoop Dogg comes on, and it cuts to Beckham dancing like side, in the backstage area to him.
All right. No, I knew he was there, but I don't remember the Beckham incident now.
Yeah, and he does.
Drop it like it's hot. Is the
he
one
goes
that stands
down
out
really
for me.
well. I remember watching it at the time. I can't remember UB40 being there, but I remember it was that sort of afternoon. So what we're talking here, 7 o'clock. You've been watching music quite a long time, and it's sort of dropping off a little bit, even if you're into it. And then he comes on, and it's completely different to everything that's gone before.
Yeah,
Whatever you think of him, and it's dropping like it's hot. The next episode and all that, and really, really good. And obviously, he's followed by Razorlight, which is the next obvious step.
Yeah, just deflates. I mean, I quite like Razorlight, but that's not the next step, is it?
No, they do Somewhere Else, Golden Touch in the City. Then who's this with Geldof now? Geldof's back on.
Gelder's back on with Birhan Waldo. Birhan Waldo, that is an Ethiopian who, as a child, appeared in video footage taken while she was close to death. The footage was shown at Live Aid. So,
yeah.
And that's a really nice touch. But why is he there
I don't
again?
like Mondays.
Yeah.
Sing
the fucking song.
Yeah, play the fucking song. Yeah. And then Madonna. This is a massive coup.
Yeah, I've lost my playlist for now, so I can't see what she's saying, but I do generally
she said Like a Prayer, which I think's overrated personally. One of my unpopular musical opinions. I don't like it. Ray of Light, again, not a big fan of that. And music, and again, I'm not a massive fan of that. I do think she's got some good songs, Madonna, but
she has, but they're not any of them really, are they?
No,
Like
I know she has to
right.
play I don't really like. It's all right. Maybe it's just I really like a Virgin. I think that's a brilliant song, pop song. I think Holiday's amazing, and I love Material Girl.
Material Girl, I would play. I would play personally.
Oh Father's a fantastic song.
What's the? Oh fucking hell! I love Madonna. I can't. I'd play Frozen, but that's not the one I'm trying to think of. I'm trying to think of the one with the elephants dancing around night in the background. Baby face, don't grow so fast. Make a special wish that will always last.
Oh, I do know what you mean. Yeah, the elephant
dream
song.
Something or sweet.
Yeah, something like that.
I love that song. Anyway. I can't believe I forgot the name of it. But what a moment! Let's get ready for the big act. So at this time, this would probably be the thing I was looking forward to the most, I would say. And this is Snow Patrol. And they did Chocolate and Run, which are, again, I bet that was just brilliant at the time. They're not necessarily the two that I would have played, but I think they both would work in this moment. I think not the best of Madonna, but I bet Madonna was good, and then we've had Snow Patrol. So I reckon around this time, you'd be getting in the groove now.
Well, after these, it Killers, and that it should have been better than it. They only did one song, which were all these things that I have done, because obviously Geldof had to ruin everything.
Yeah, and if they were going to do Oh, go on. Or the big hit. Well, I know they had a few, but the big
Well,
one.
Mr. Brightside.
Yeah, if they'd have done Mr. Brightside after that, that would have been
I mean,
amazing.
I don't know if they were out, but they've got loads of hits they could have done. Are we human or are we dancer? And fucking somebody told me. You know what? This really read my mind. Got loads of hits.
Yeah, but I
When you
think
were
Mr.
young.
Brightside was perfect. Yeah, I mean, I really liked when we were young, but I think Mr. Brightside would have been perfect there.
Yeah,
But
but now
now
Geldof had
Geldof
to. Yeah.
says no.
Then I think we go through a bit of a fucking dodgy spell here, Liam, to be honest. After them, it's Joss Stone, who were massive at time, but I don't know any of these songs.
I can't remember. I kind of am aware of Just Stone, but I can't quite picture her or think of any of her songs. None of these ring a bell. Super Duper Love, I Had a Dream, Some Kind of Wonderful.
No.
I'm sure if I heard him, I'd recognize him, but by name, I do not.
This is where you should be getting your big hitters out for me. Like you say, it's a bit front loaded with McCartney and U2 and
Just Stone
REM.
should have started today, shouldn't she? This is where we want
Yeah,
Elton and Coldplay and
yeah, yeah,
U2
yeah.
even. Uh, we go to Scissor Sisters, who, to be fair,
Massive at time. Yeah,
yeah, and I don't love them, but they've had some good hits.
they
And
have. Yeah,
I think, but yeah, I get it. I get that. That's not too bad for me. And then you might prefer this more than me. I'm not just the
not for
songs there.
me.
Laura, Take Your Mama. Everybody wants the same thing. And then we go Velvet Revolver, which
Velvet Revolver were like Slash as band after he left Guns N' Roses. Not for me. Don't work for me,
no,
brother.
no, I don't know. I don't like any of their songs, to be honest. And then
No.
in a desperate attempt to save the day, Lenny Henry comes in as a presenter.
It sounds like a joke, but he does. Lenny Henry comes in. Do you reckon he went, oh?
I reckon he said, um, I remember
Welcome
when I
to
was a kid and I was talking about one day I'll host an event, and my mum said, "What you talk about? You're not gonna host no event."
ridiculous. But yeah, that is his act actually summed up. Yeah, well done.
Yeah,
And then
then
hang on, he presents Sting, and I read this after. Sting does the same songs that he did at Live Aid, exactly the same.
you got to freshen up sometimes, don't you?
Yeah, message in a bottle, message in a bottle.
I bet that was good.
Driven to Tears, don't know.
I don't know
that
why
one.
he did that one. No, I don't know why he did that one.
And then obviously, every breath you take, yeah.
It should have definitely done
by David Brennan.
Roxanne.
Yeah,
You
you
don't
don't
have to-
want to put on the red light. He's got a mad voice.
When
hasn't he?
Henry's mum's back.
That's why he introduced it. He's my mum Sting. You don't have to put on the red light. He did used to sing like that. Didn't he? And then weirdly, actually, after Sting, Dawn French, Lenny
Well, I don't
Henry's
think it is
other
that weird
half.
because the wife and husband turned up together. They said we'll do it, but we're not hanging around all day. We've got to do them quite close together.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, and then she introduced Mariah Carey. I don't know if I know these songs, Liam. I know Hero actually.
Yeah,
When the
you would know
hero
We Belong
comes
Together, I
along.
think, if you heard it. But
I'm not a big fan of Mariah. It's too, you know what I mean?
yeah, she's done some good songs though. I think I love the lyric to "You'll Always Be a Part of Me" thing, but and we'll linger on because I love how it's sort of sang with affection, but that sounds like an awful thing, like to say a relationship always like and we'll linger on.
Obviously,
So
most famous for one of Westlife looking at her boobies when they did Against All Odds. Do you remember that?
yeah. I used to be a
Um,
big fan of Mariah Carey. I used to
I think
sometimes
Fantasy's a
stop my
really good
gym
song.
set to watch. Yeah, I think that was a song that I used to stop my
Yeah.
gym set to watch. Yeah.
Anyway, carry on, Liam.
I'm back. It's me, Victoria. I'm coming back. I'm not Sir David yet, but I'm here.
Yeah, Beckham introducing Robbie Williams. What an unbelievable, like, at this era, maybe a little bit past the pomp, actually, both of them. But although I don't,
If you sort of wanted to sum up a sort of Union Jack of this era, like it would be
Yeah.
Beckham and Robbie, and even possibly Peter Kay, who follows Robbie. But
Yeah. Those three in a row: David Beckham, Robbie Williams, and Peter Kay. This era's sort of. I don't know I don't know who it is these days. These days it's like I don't know. That's
you
like
can't say anything these days, can you?
these days you can't say anything. Who's biggest? So it's like Jude Bellingham to our younger listeners introducing Ed Sheeran, who then introduces. I don't know who the biggest comedian. Who's the biggest like youngish? What's his name? What's his fucking name? Who's the big young comedian at the moment? Anyway,
I
you
don't
know what
know.
I'm getting at.
Joe Lycett? I don't think he is.
Joe
is he?
Lycett, yeah, whatever.
No, I don't
yeah.
think he would be, would he? I think
But
you're
these
talking.
are massive.
Go on him. Whitcomb.
He's not that fucky. He's not as big as Peter Kay. Peter Kay's probably still the biggest one, actually.
Yeah, it might be Peter Kay again. It might be another Peter Kay, yeah.
But Robbie Williams, and I'm not a fan of this, and I know if Major Charles is listening, he's not going to be happy with this. He's a big Robbie fan. I'm never a big fan of all of Robbie Williams. It just didn't do it for me. I thought it were too. I hate that I'm rich beyond my wildest dreams clip more than possibly any other clip of all time. I just think he got ahead of himself. I didn't think he was that good. I remember watching him on here, and he was fucking brilliant. I have to take my hat off to him.
I'm a big Robbie fan. Not necessarily sort of his overly shouty stuff, but I think some of his sort of ballady stuff. I love Advertising Space. I think that is such a good song, really underrated. But We Will Rock You, Let Me Entertain You, Feel, and then he finished with Angels, which will have been good but it will have been good though.
Yeah, but then he got upstaged obviously by Peter Kay coming on doing "Is This the Way to Amarillo?"
Well, this was another forced moment. So you've got Gervais pretending everyone wants him to do the dance. Yeah. You've got Geldof pretending anyone in the world wants him to ever sing "I Don't Like Mondays," and then you've got Peter Kay, who kind of orchestrates this. Oh, come on, guys, we need to keep the energy up.
Did he do garlic bread?
Almost certainly, yeah.
Garlic. Did I tell you what I saw? I went to Leeds Festival and I went to see Kaiser Chiefs in the time where Ricky Wilson looked more like you than you do. You did at the time. Yeah, and Peter Kay came on to present him, and guess what he said? Can you believe? Can you guess what he said to introduce him?
Bread with garlic.
No, yeah, well, you're on the right lines, but he's introducing the Kaiser Chiefs.
All right, Chiefs. Yeah. Kaisers.
Yeah,
Kaiser Chiefs.
Yeah, he goes Kaiser Chiefs. Kaiser and Chiefs. And then Kaiser Chiefs came on. So, yeah. Don't change. You haven't.
Who remembers? A big inspiration for this podcast. And,
yeah.
But yeah, he sort of talks the crowd up into singing this song. The bit I found funny, again, I've watched that bit fairly, I don't know, last few days. He sort of seems to be in the wrong place on stage, and a sound guy comes to move him across. And I think this is genuine, not scripted, because he sort of starts moving him a little bit towards the centre of the stage. But Peter Kay sort of says, "What's he doing? Are you sober?" And like looks at him, and bloke actually starts laughing, like as if he didn't see that coming. So I think that is improv. So Peter Kay at his finest.
Pro, innit? He's a pro. He's a pro. You wouldn't have got that with you. I mean, obviously we've talked before. If people are new to this podcast, we're not Ricky Gervais haters by any stretch of the mind. You love XFM, Office, arguably my favourite ever sitcom, brilliant. But you wouldn't be getting this with Gervais live on stage doing ad-lib. That's why he was forced to do his dance, wasn't it?
Yeah, he might be doing it now as we speak somewhere. The Who come on next.
The Who remembers. Yeah, I thought they should change the name to.
Well, he makes a joke actually, Peter Kay. He says, "Coming on, I've come to introduce Spice Girls." And then he turns and like looks off stage and says, "You what? Who? The Who?"
Who?
Here we get the Who with "Who Are You?"
Do you like that? Who are you?
And then the tribute to George Bush. We won't get fooled again.
Won't get fooled again. Yeah, obviously, yeah, famously. And then the biggest thing this was actually at the day. Might be one of the reasons it sort of fell flat. So Pink Floyd are on. And this was the first performance by the classic Dark Side of the Moon lineup of Pink Floyd, which is Roger Waters, David Gilmour, Nick Mason, Richard Wright, since their breakup in 1985. And this was their last performance were in 1981, like the last time they played together.
Wow,
and this was and this is the final time they played together because Richard Wright died. So this one massive, Pink Floyd coming back for this one-off thing, and they play all the big, the hits or whatever. Wish You Were Here, Money, obviously Comfortably Numb.
I like Comfortably Numb. Not really bothered about.
I'm not a big Pink Floyd fan, but I felt it. I don't know if it went flat, and I don't know if this sort of sums the whole. Everyone was like fucking hell, Pink Floyd about it, but were it too late? Was it like?
Well, I think there's a few reasons there. I think it's a bit too late because I think that core base of Pink Floyd fans had gone. So I don't think. The audience.
Most of the audience would have been kids, I would have thought, or our age at the time, yeah.
And so probably only got 1 in 20 of the crowd actually really excited about. I mean, there were people who'd be like, "Oh, they've been told by the parents, oh, Pink Floyd were great," but they don't really feel it. And it just.
It's not I don't know because Oasis coming back seems massive with the kids as well. But I don't know if that's because Liam Gallagher carried on.
What do they do here? So they do 4 songs. I think if and obviously, if you're a huge Pink Floyd fan, traveling's probably furious. But
Yeah.
I would kick them in early as the starter. Like, wow, this is the moment Pink Floyd are back together.
To
And then
end with it, you think, yeah.
you want an Elton in here, or you want a Coldplay maybe, or you want I don't know. I just
Lenny
think
Henry.
Lenny, yeah, exactly. I don't like Mondays. There's got to be something bigger in here than Pink Floyd, I think.
I don't know if it works at this event. I imagine if Pink Floyd reformed as a tour, it'd be fucking huge in the same way when Led Zeppelin
But
did it
it'd
for
be
a
like a
bit.
cult classic, wouldn't it? It wouldn't be like a
I don't know if cult's the right word, but I think it doesn't work as a four-song thing. They're all about the atmosphere and all that sort of stuff, Pink
yeah.
Floyd. I'm
But I
not sure.
think the people who love them. But
Yeah.
I can't imagine like you saying, and you go to loads of gigs, you like lots of music. I'm going to go and see Pink Floyd 'cause back together again. I just don't see it. I think it's a small but very loving fan base, I think.
And then obviously the ends with Don't Like Monday. Now done. The last man on stage, as always, is Sir Paul McCartney. And we get all the big hits. He hasn't changed his set list for a while, has he? Get Back he starts with. Drive My Car with George Michael.
I
Beep,
like
beep,
driving
beep,
in
beep,
my
beep.
car.
That's a good point, that. Is this when he got done for falling asleep at the wheel, George Michael?
What did he do? He didn't run
Did
over
he get done?
himself, did he? That was someone else, wasn't it?
That was Brian Harvey. But yeah, did he get done for smoking weed or something at his car? And I wonder if that's why he did, because he liked poking fun at himself, didn't he, old George
Yeah,
Michael?
possibly, yeah.
There might be Drive My Car with that. Helter Skelter, Long and Winding Road, and guess what he finishes with, Liam?
Hey Jude.
Yeah, I don't
Good
think
song.
a day's gone by without him singing that, Hey Jude. And that's it. And that is Live 8. And on paper, when you look at the acts, they're massive. I don't think it went. You look at Live Aid, which we'll probably do, and they're like last sort of acts and stuff. I think they had Bowie midday, then they sort of had Queen, obviously, towards I think they were like afternoon. It sort of built towards something. I don't know if this did.
No, and also like again, I don't know.
Or are
But,
people just more cynical now? Were it like, because
well, the event seems cynical and people are more cynical. I think the event seemed quite self-promoting rather than this is all about Africa. We're all giving up our time. We're all sort of passionate about the cause. This just felt like, oh yeah, that were good for some of their careers, wasn't it? I'll do that.
yeah,
Maybe not fair. I don't know, but yeah, it just didn't, and it didn't have that global feel either. Which I know there were events going on around the globe, but I think
yeah.
it was very rare, probably when Live Aid was done, that you got a chance to see anything from anywhere else. Whereas I don't know, sort of things have moved on a little bit by this
I'm
era.
just looking now how it ended, obviously, and this is Live 8, Live Aid. So it had like last few acts were U2, Dire Straits, Queen, David Bowie, The Who, Elton John, Paul McCartney. That's just fucking. I mean, I'm just being like, oh, back in my day, because it was before my day. This is my day, 2005. That is such a better run, and they've all got big like Pinball Wizard and Rebel and Heroes, and do you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, but the Who played again in this one near the end.
But they
just
were about 100 years old then, weren't they? I mean, I'm not, you know what I mean? This were Who
Well,
went in the
this-
prime here.
I think I asked you this as well. I seem to remember there being a rumor at this time that they'd had to change some of the chord patterns because Townsend could no longer play them because of
really?
arthritis
Yeah.
in his hands. I don't know if that's true or not, but I remember hearing that.
I'm just, like I said, I don't want to ruin it, so we'll probably do Live Aid, but the Queen set list or whatever is unbelievable here. Bohemian Rhapsody, Radio Gaga. Then one of the songs, it just says Ayo, which is in when he goes, Ayo. It's not part of the set list, is it? Well, I suppose it is. Ayo.
But I think
Dee-do-dee-do-deo.
like that is so much more iconic as a moment than Gervais doing a dance or Geldof doing his old song like that.
But I remember Elton John on that, doing Benny and the Jets, or Don't Go Breaking My Heart with... Oh, in fact, what am I about? Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. George Michael with
Brilliant.
Don't Let the Sun... Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't fucking
Amazing,
know. So,
amazing.
bit of washout, as obviously the best people... But the best people did turn up, other than,
They
maybe
didn't give it their A
Oasis and
game,
Blur
did
and-
they?
I don't know. I think there were too much softer stuff. Maybe that was just a sign of the times at that point. I don't think the artists picked the best songs to play, and I don't know if there were too many has-beens on there. So, like, you've got the Who in Live Aid, who were past it, 20 years after they started or whatever, but they were still more cool than, I know you like them, but like Annie Lennox and Sting, and do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I wonder as well though. It's like in this era, you could get videos, maybe DVDs of gigs of bands that you like. You could see them playing live in other formats. Whereas Live Aid, if you'd never actually been to see some of these bands, this would be the only chance you'd get. So I don't know. It felt like they tried to copy an event 20 years after it happened and didn't do anything to spice it up. Really, they just did the same thing.
Yeah.
Should have had hologram 2-pack out there or something like that. That would have wowed the crowd.
That would have been fucking unbelievable. I might actually have to do a pod on that because I weren't there obviously with Coachella, but I love the idea when 2-pack came out as an hologram. People were on drugs in that crowd, which there will have been, just thinking they'd gone mad. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've taken too much. It looks so lifelike.
But so, like, just something, whatever it was, whether it would have been a stunning light show or somebody doing a live gig while traveling from one continent to another, or I don't know, just felt like the world had moved on, but this didn't. They just tried to do the same thing.
And where were your man, Mr. James Blunt, best-selling album of the noughties?
It might be serving in Iraq for his country. No, they were after that, weren't it?
I mean, just have a look who they could have had, who were like the best, the biggest artists of that in terms of sales. No Amy Winehouse there. She'd have been in a peak at that point.
To be fair, you'd swap her for most of the artists, wouldn't you, in that era? Like her sort of stage presence.
Take that one back by this point. I'm surprised they didn't get involved. Well, I don't know. Eminem, I don't know. Like he obviously weren't going to be. Kings of Leon, they weren't there. I don't know. I mean, maybe it was just not a vintage year, bad vintage maybe. Kaiser Chiefs weren't there actually. Green Day, they could have been there. No, not interested.
Green Day could have been good. They didn't do the American version, did they?
Craig David, he could have been there.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson was still popping at that point. But anyway, wash out. Thank you though, because I really enjoyed going next. Any excuse to sing. So keep sending us your. We've got loads of requests. So if you have sent us something in, we will do it. We're slowly making us way.
Yeah,
through
unless there's sort of a reason why we don't think it works, we generally try and accommodate anything you send in. So you just might have to wait your turn. That's all.
You're gonna have to just wait. It's not being impatient. Leave off. Right, Liam, thank you very much, and I will see you next time for more remembering. Certainly will. Yep. Goodbye. Thank you for listening to Who Remembers. If you want to get in touch with us, you can find us at whorememberspod@outlook.com. If you are a right-wing fascist, you can find us on Twitter at whorememberspod. Or if you're a wokenaut, you can find us on Blue Sky at whorememberspod. Once again, thank you for listening, and we will see you next time for more remembering.